Hello and welcome to our first story for International Asexuality Day. Today we will be writing 3 stories based on asexuality based on 3 prompts on the app Daily Prompt. This is our first prompt, which is based off of the prompt: your character has the ability to see people's internal qualities represented externally in their appearance. And I've titled this story Ace of Spades. So let's get right into it. For as long as I can remember, I've had this gift. It started at the age of 5 when I was playing a popular game where you tried digging out small objects from a man without setting a buzzer off. I was really bad at this game and set the buzzer off several times in a row. The shock, though minor, ran right through me, and for days afterwards my eyes began seeing flashes of light. Eventually the flashes subsided, but I found I was able to see images of the game pieces on people. Small bone-shaped pieces, hearts, apples, butterflies, all printed on the foreheads of passers-by, as if they were tattoos. As I got older and played more games, I saw more images. Monopoly gave me top hats, dogs and boots. Chess gave me pawns, rooks and kings. But it wasn't just board games, it was card games too. Numbers started popping up, images of diamonds and clubs. I was the only one who could see them, and I didn't know what they meant until one day. I was in the local corner shop when I saw a stranger, a boy around my age at the time, which was 13. He had no image on his forehead, unlike everyone else. Instead, he had a small image of an ace of spades ornately imprinted on his wrist. I befriended him, and we started hanging out after school. We'd go into town, mess around, and do stereotypical teenage boy stuff. Over time, I began feeling and falling for this boy, and as I did, I began seeing an image on my own forehead every time I looked in a mirror. It was a die resting on snake eyes. I came to realise these 2 dots meant I was attracted to those the same as me. I was gay. After this realisation, I began writing down all the images I could see and the similarities they had with others wearing that image. Top hats belonged to snobbish people, butterflies on those of an anxious disposition. Most weren't to do with sexuality at all, but some were, especially those of images of dice. Gay people like myself had 2 dots and bi people had 3. I knew my entire identity didn't revolve around me being gay, so that's how I came to the conclusion images could only show one aspect of your identity that you would come to accept. Back to the boy I liked. His ace of spades had puzzled me for years by this point. It was still firmly in the wrong place. When we were 16 and readying ourselves to go our separate ways to college, I made a move on him. He didn't reject it, but I saw conflict in his face, and the image on his wrist began flickering. I took his hand and told him he didn't have to go any further, but he just looked at me, smiled, and kissed me. Since that day, my husband has worn his ace of spades proudly on his forehead. He always knew he was asexual long before I knew what his image meant, but he'd hidden it. He was ashamed of it and wore it under his sleeve. That was until he realised and accepted that his asexuality was all about attraction and not about action. My husband loves me deeply. He's not sexually attracted to me, but he is romantically infatuated with me. And we have a healthy relationship, which, yes, includes a healthy and passionate sex life for both of us. He knows all about my ability. I share everything with him, and I was shocked when I found out he had the same gift. Only he didn't see game pieces. He saw different sweets. And he told me that I'm the proud owner of a bright red gummy bear. I don't know what that means exactly, but I can't wait to learn all about it with him, with my beautiful, handsome ace of spades.